Oh, I did want to play a video real quick. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see, what article, what, it was Michigan that met yesterday, right? Okay, yeah, their bishop said something interesting about, and it's not the first time I've heard this, it's just the first time I've seen it on camera. All right. So the question was, what about churches that get left behind and can't disaffiliate and before the end of the year? What then?
I'm guessing that many of you are aware, and maybe some are not, but the paragraph for disaffiliation, paragraph 2553, expires December 31st of this year. We will not be considering any sort of church departure from the annual conference prior to next year's general conference, which will be in May. We will have to wait and see what the action of general conference is, what method they may propose for churches to disaffiliate. The disaffiliation process, however, ends December 31st. I have said that we will wait and see what general conference does, and depending on that, there will be a way for a church that wishes to leave the United Methodist Church to do so, at least for some period of time in 2024 following general conference. It may not be disaffiliation technically, that is if the paragraph 2553 is not renewed, but we will use the requirements, the current requirements for disaffiliation to negotiate with a church that may want to leave the conference. I can't say more about that right now because we just don't know what general conference is going to do. But we will not be able to use paragraph 2553 for disaffiliation after December 31st.
So the reason I found that interesting, he's saying even if there's not a way out, even if 2553 expires at the end of this year, he thinks that there is a hypothetical possibility that after next year's general conference that a lot of churches might be interested in leaving, in which case they will have a provision for that. It might not be the official disaffiliation provision. It's possible they're not going to renew 2553. They're not going to make any new provision. The only other option I've heard of is paragraph 2549, where they close the church and sell it back to the property. But the thing, or not the property, the congregation that's there. But the thing is, at General Conference next year, they could cancel 2549, or the Judicial Council could get involved and say, no, you can't use it for this purpose. South Carolina's already used it. West Virginia has already used it. They refused to use 2553. It's possible that the Judicial Council could make a ruling and say, no, you can't use it for this purpose. So this is not the first bishop I've heard of saying, hey, after General Conference next year, we'll let people go if they're not happy with the direction. I don't think they have the authority to make that promise is the thing. So as I listen to that, I go, how reasonable. I think that's really a good thing, a really good gesture, but at this point I'm going, I think that's false hope. And I hate to be a fear-mongering person. This week someone on a comment said, you'd make a good Fox News commenter. You're a good fear-monger. And I'm not going for creating fear. I'm going for helping people make sober decisions. And I guess it's too late anyway. Maybe it's not even helpful to say at this point, but I just think the integrity of bishops is on the line. And they say things with such confidence sometimes, and I'm going, how are you so confident? Like, where is this coming from? I think I understand a lot of the different factors at play. Why is it that bishops are so confident that they can make these predictions when, from what I can tell, it's kind of the Wild West, and the Judicial Council does its thing and bishops do its thing, and the only party that routinely does not get its way is just the local church. So I found that interesting. Part of me wanted to affirm the bishop and his tone. It sounds very reasonable. Hey, we're not going to entrap anybody. But I can easily imagine a situation 6 months from now where they're going, there is no provision. Sorry, I know I said this. I just couldn't have imagined that it wouldn't go this way, in which case, just one more chapter in disappointment.